For today's cup of coffee, we have a topic that comes from a website called cryptids.fandom.com wiki. So these are people, I assume it's like Wikipedia, where people just share whatever. And like Wikipedia, some of them are well written, some of them are not. Some of them have sources, some of them don't. So it's like a weird side of Reddit. Is there a non-weird side of Reddit? I don't know. I'm not a Reddit user. But anyhow, they do have at least something about some of these beings, whereas the rest of the internet have hidden them. It used to be that you could find odd stuff on the internet very easily. Mm-hmm. And no, I guess they've tried to sanitize it.
No, yeah, that's exactly what they've been doing.
I miss the days of rotten.com.
Best Gore isn't even a website anymore, and that's like, dang it, I wanted to watch the dude get stuck in the machine and spin.
You know, you can't sanitize, bubble wrap, Disneyfy the whole world, nor should you try to.
That video, it was horrific, but it was funny.
Well,
because it just ragdoll.
Well, it is that dark sense of humor, and that's how we cope with the tragedies that occur in life.
Yeah. So we had an interesting start before this, too.
Oh, God.
She got her paper, and then somehow the paper, like, flew down and just went shoo, right under the couch.
I think it's where I've been watching the Zach Bagans about the haunted items in his museum.
Zach Bacons. You call him Zach Bacons.
It's Bacons. Bacons. Well, I did call him Bagans right then, but maybe that's what the problem is. I don't know. There is some kind of universal conspiracy. Anytime that I want to get these done early so that I could watch the live stream that I watch 3 times a week. Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. And there is some conspiracy against me watching this individual when it starts. I don't understand. Anyhow, we're going to be talking about Goatman.
Loves it. I thought we were talking about the Hat Man.
That's for another one. It was all off the same. When I find a website, I sort of explore different topics that they may have.
Rabbithole.io.
Absolutely. I need that, yeah. And so the links will be in the description box. And the Goatman is a humanoid cryptid most commonly associated with Louisiana, Maryland, and Texas. And it's described as being 7 foot tall, a hybrid creature, part man and part goat. But there's other ones that they lumped into this that was supposed to be hybrid creatures with other things. We'll get to that.
I don't know much about Goatman. I only watched like 1 or 2 videos about him, and I never did any full-on like deep dive research into it.
There's a picture that's floating around the internet that is really interesting. I mean, I'm sure that it's a fake, but it really is pretty interesting, of the creature hiding in the forest that does have the horns and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you've seen that.
Oh, yeah.
Seems like some of the pictures are here on the links that you can go and look at those.
You know something that you need to look up?
What?
The hide behinds.
Well, that's interesting. I've not heard about that.
They're in the trees. Well, they have. There's a reason why they're called hide behinds. They're in the trees, like not in the trees, like up top, but like at the bottom, and they're usually peeking out behind there.
Are they some like fairy folk or something like that?
No.
Imps?
No, they're like human sized, and they're creepy.
Oh.
And sometimes they creep closer.
Ew.
And it's not good if they get you.
I don't think it's good if anything gets you.
Well, I wouldn't mind Mothman, scooping me up and taking me somewhere.
I don't know. We don't know. We know of him. We don't know him. We have no idea what his
Bigfoot, adopt me.
Oh, Lord.
Take me into the woods.
Anyhow, some claim that the Goatman is a relative of the New Orleans evil chupacabra-like cryptid, the Grunch. I hadn't heard of that.
Grunch? Is that like the cousin of the Grinch?
Possibly. I'll have to look into that one. It says the urban legends of them often tell them killing young couples in parked cars or scouring neighborhoods killing family pets. Now, some of these legends very much mimic legends from the past. Mm-hmm. So, and we don't know whether this is an actual cryptid or if it's just an urban legend.
Apparently it is like an actual cryptid, but so, it's both. A lot of cryptids are just mostly urban legend.
And it says that some teenagers, that have talked about the Goatman, but not all of them can agree on the form that it takes. And so...
It's a shapeshifter.
Sort of, kind of. Maybe not. I don't know. It's odd. It's what the closest thing that people could, relate it to are the satyrs of Greek mythology. And that was half man, half goat.
Yeah.
And I think that there was another creature similar. It's called a faun, F-A-U-N.
Mm-hmm. Like the one in Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Yes. Yes, very much so. And there were, I think, 3 or 4 of them that I've got here because they're short. Now, the one from Texas I did not include because it was odd, disturbing, and controversial, so I left that one out. Y'all can go and find the link on the Texas Goatman yourself.
Okay.
There is one that is...
We need detail. We need to know. No. You can't just tease us like that.
Yes, I can. Anyhow, this one from... This is from Louisville, Kentucky, or near it.
Oh, God, that's
And this is the Pope Lick Monster. Yeah.
What about the Goatman?
Listen, is a legendary part man, part goat, or sometimes part sheep creature reported to live beneath a Norfolk Southern Railroad trestle over Floyd's Creek, and that's in the Fisherville area near Louisville.
I have never heard of a thing part sheep.
We're getting to that. They've sort of put them all in.
Is it like the fucking platypus where God was just like spare parts here?
I think it's like being on the spectrum. Like anybody that's got any kind of symptom is just lumped into that.
Spare parts, platypus.
It says, as far as the urban legend...
and it's venomous. Not venomous. It's poisonous.
You're really?
So, spare parts. Goatman.
In most accounts, the Pope Lick Monster, named after the Pope Lick Creek below the Pope Lick train trestle... That's like ordering from Taco Bell. They just name that shit something and laugh at people as they try to say it.
The white hot steak fries.
Yeah. It appears as a human-goat hybrid with a grotesquely deformed body of a man. It has powerful fur-covered goat legs, a very white face with a very pointed nose and wide-set eyes. It says it's got short, sharp horns that protrude from the forehead, and that is amongst long, greasy hair that matches the color of the fur on the legs.
That's nasty.
Meth heads. And
crackheads.
Numerous urban legends exist about the creature's origins and the methods that it employs to claim its victims. According to some accounts, the creature uses either hypnosis or voice mimicry to lure trespassers to the trestle to meet their death before an oncoming train. It says other stories claim the monster jumps down from the trestle onto the roofs of cars passing underneath the trestle. Yet other legends tell that it attacks its victims with a blood-stained axe. Well, now, if it's half goat and stuff, why would it need an axe?
Bunny Man. It sounds like they took part of that from Bunny Man.
Possibly.
Bunny Man Bridge. We did a video on that.
Yeah, I think we did.
Go watch it.
I will have to go back and refresh my memory on that. It says it's also been said that the very sight of the creature is so unsettling that those who see it while walking across the high trestle are driven to leap off. Other legends explain the creature's origins, including that it is a human-goat hybrid that was a circus freak who vowed revenge after being mistreated. I think that's a little bit of a stretch on that. I can believe the other one before that one. In one version, the creature escaped after a train derailed on the trestle, which actually links the Pope Lick monster to the legend of the ghost train, which is also sighted on this trestle. Another version claims that the monster is really a twisted reincarnation of a farmer who sacrificed goats in exchange for satanic powers. Now, I think once you go to hell, that's pretty much it. You don't get to come back and torment other ones.
Goat fucker.
Oh, God. I was hoping you wouldn't go there. The Pope Lick monster, having no actual reported sightings, most likely exists only in the realm of myth and legend. And the infamous Pope Lick train trestle has become a favorite spot for kids, especially the ones that are conducting bravery tests and daring someone to climb the trestle. It says in the summer of 1987, a boy fell to his death from the trestle after evading an oncoming train. So he missed the train and then died anyhow. And it says that the same thing happened to another young male 13 years later.
Uh-huh.
Now, who does that? Seriously, of course, that's that prefrontal lobe shrinkage.
Have you seen New York?
This was in Kentucky.
I know, but still, did you forget about New York?
Well, that's people pushing other people off onto the tracks, isn't it?
No.
People just jumping onto
every day.
My God.
Every day at like any other hour.
I can't even fathom.
And
that.
people are like, do it between so and so time. That's when most people are not on anyway. Mm-mm. Literally, somebody said that to someone.
How horrible and traumatizing that would be, honestly.
It was traumatizing for the person because that was their first time in New York.
I bet that'll be their last time, too.
No, they went many other times.
Oh, my God. Why? Some people are gluttons for punishment. Then we have the Maryland Goatman. And this one is a satyr-like creature or man-made hybrid which supposedly lives in Beltsville, Maryland. According to the legend of the Goatman, a scientist performing experiments on goats in the Beltsville Agricultural Research Center found himself delving into more dubious practices, ultimately fusing goat DNA with his own. The scientist mutated into the Goatman and took to wielding an axe, which he later used to damage cars. Well, if you're going to go to all that, would you just stop at cars?
Why not buses? Why not trucks?
Why
not minivans? Get the fucking people in the Priuses. That's not a car, that's a fucking lunchbox.
And he supposedly still roams the back roads of Beltsville. Well, if you're going out to the cars, wouldn't you go to a Walmart parking lot, really?
Yeah, you can see a lot of cryptids just going in there at 3 a.m.
3 p.m. too. A variation of the legend claims that the Goatman is an old hermit, possibly disfigured or mutated, or perhaps deranged, who lives in the woods, seen walking along at night along Fletchertown Road. Well, there's a lot of ifs on that. Didn't we read something at one point where there was this person...
Can't you just pop your trunk and bop it?
Really? Didn't we see something about an individual who was very disfigured and that he did walk along, alone at night?
A Bunnyman Bridge.
Was that what it was? And that they had made this huge myth about this individual and he was just simply disfigured and was ashamed to be in public.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It says something about society, doesn't it? Anyhow.
Even back in those days.
It's always been, because people have always been people. In 1977, it says 2 couples went out on a date when they heard scratching outside the car. They turned on the lights, revealing the Goatman. It started running at them. Well, now, if it was scratching on the car, why would it start running at them? That doesn't make any sense.
They must have got out of the car.
And managed to hit the car with the axe, but they got away with only a scratch.
Okay, so they must have started driving off, and then it started running after them.
Maybe.
They should have gone into more details first.
I don't think these things are meant to be analyzed, are they? Then we have the Proctor Valley monster.
Just say fucking Goatman in the location.
But it's not. I mean, this is it's not just one location. It's a thing.
But it's a similar creature. Just say Goatman.
But it's not. No, listen.
That's like the people who say Woodburger. It's fucking Bigfoot.
It is Bigfoot. Nobody in this area has ever called a Sasquatch a Woodburger. Ever. They imported those people. Those were not local people. You could tell that by how they talk.
Yeah.
The Proctor Valley monster is said to be a Bigfoot-type entity or a bovine-like creature that roams around Proctor.
That's a cow.
Yeah, Valley Road near San Diego, California. The road itself is well known for a plethora of paranormal and strange animal activity. Now remember, these are people that just randomly write this stuff.
A bovine is a cow.
It is.
So it's not a goat.
I told you they lumped them all together.
Spare parts. Creature.
One story is of a teenage couple who go parking in the woods off Proctor Valley Road. And of course the car won't start up. That or they had a flat tire. And then the boy gets out to investigate, but he doesn't come back. The girl stays inside, terrified because she hears scratching on the outside of the car. Police find her the next day, still hiding in the car. And then the boyfriend, supposedly dead, torn apart, hanging from a tree.
It was that fucking voodoo doll statue thing that Zach Bagans now has in his museum.
Oh my God, that thing was terrifying. So within this, you see parts of old legends, even as far as the hook hanging off the door handle. These are morality tales. It's modern versions of morality tales.
There's a Living Dead doll based off of that one.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool. And
it's expensive as fuck now. Someone help me find it too.
So, supposedly there were footprints found nearby, and that as the legend grew, this being was described as a 7-foot tall, hairy humanoid like Bigfoot, or sometimes a cow-like animal with its body parts in the wrong place.
And it's not
Which
a goat.
body parts?
It's not a goat. What, is his head stuck on his ass and his ass for his head?
There's a lot of people. This is in San Diego, so that could well be.
So far up their ass, they're going to be...
And it says it's assumed to be responsible for the occasional livestock mutilations. And it says that the Bonita Museum in Chula Vista has a casting of a strange footprint alleged to be that of the monster. So that's pretty cool. I'd like to find what that is. Yeah. It says, what the Proctor Valley monster looks like is a matter of debate. One person claims to have seen a huge flying beast of some sort. In the 1970s, a local radio DJ organized a nighttime monster hunt. Oh, yeah, that's a way to get sued. Let's put lots of random people out in the woods. People will do stupid stuff.
Blair Witch Project to the remix.
Yeah, really. It says he gathered thousands of teens in the area and later reported that they had seen something like an oddly built bovine.
It's not a goat.
It says
it's not a goat.
And ensuing publicity is probably responsible for the persistence of the disarranged cow story.
Do these people not understand what bovine means?
A psychiatrist. I told you they lumped these things together.
It's not the same.
No.
thing.
A psychiatrist who once lived in Alpine claimed to have seen a Bigfoot-type creature in the hills near his house. The doctor has shied from publicity. No shit.
No,
he doesn't want his license pulled.
What?
See, but he's saying now he wants to write his own book on the events. But third-hand accounts say he described a 6 or 7 foot tall hairy creature accompanied by 2 similar creatures. And he made a plaster cast of a footprint 16 inches long and 8 inches wide. He also related many strange happenings and sounds around his home. Park rangers and other investigators could never confirm the sightings, but plenty of campers, area residents, and even a sheriff's deputy claimed to have seen some large hairy being tromping through the hills of Alpine. One Bigfoot investigator notes that the nearby Viejas Indians have a legend of a similar creature that guards its burial grounds. That sounds like it's about 3 different creatures in one report.
He saw a motherfucking Bigfoot.
Look at big hoof.
Big hoof.
Then, to add into this
My
lump
God, the
sum,
next thing I know, people are going to fucking see Mr. Towel or Mr. fucking Hanky.
chicken foot.
Chicken shit.
No, the chicken foot off of Invader Zim.
Yeah. You're not a freak. You're just stupid.
I need a shirt that says that. I had ordered that coffee mug, and whoever it was, I don't know if they were refunding my money or what, off of Etsy, but it was a coffee mug of Zim laying in a puddle of something, squirming about, saying, "The stupid, it burns." I need that coffee mug, but I need a 20-ounce one, not one of these little 9-ounce thimblefuls of coffee. Last up, here we go.
Bad thought to myself.
The Waterford Sheepman.
It's not a fucking goat.
Waterford Sheepman is a creature that terrorized the small rural town of Waterford, Pennsylvania in the early 1970s. It's said to have lurked in farm fields, stalking animals. Now, this is the Brent Swanser wannabe. Stalking the unwitting animals in a desire to tear it apart and feed on its flesh and blood. Hundreds of people witnessed this creature. It's also referred as Goatman. Well, now, hell, there's a big difference between a goat and a sheep.
Sheep are dumb.
Yeah, goats are rebellious.
Goats are smart.
Well, they're rebellious.
And rebellious. They defy gravity. Those themselves are cryptids.
And Marilyn, they didn't tell who Marilyn was, no kind of anything. Marilyn knew.
Marilyn Manson, Marilyn Monroe,
No. Marilyn
Bonaducci.
This is the one that knew of the Goatman. Legend as a teen in the 70s. And it says, but along with the stories, she had also seen it with her own eyes on more than one occasion. And she had stated, I lived on Baghdad Road and saw this figure running across the dirt road at one point near the old sawmill. End quote. She remembers that at the time there was much talk about the legend, with many people catching a glimpse of the creature darting across the road or into the brush along farm fields. Fields. I don't know this. She had a second encounter with the monster when she was 17 and stated, he was there that one night I drove home, and right before I turned into my driveway, there he was, running across the road and into the woods. End quote.
Okay, so that's when you just turn your head and go.
I don't
You just
know.
go right back into your house. So,
Hit the accelerator.
you think you see something? No, you didn't.
Hit the accelerator.
Run that bitch over. I'll drive him.
Absolutely. Throw in the deep freeze, call the newspaper, sell that son of a bitch for millions. Yes.
Taxidermy that thing.
Waterford native Richard Galbraith knows the legend well, and as a child he was told, don't let the sheep man get you. I guess it might just the booger man. Around here, don't let the booger man get you.
Wood burger.
Yeah.
Burger?
It says,
Wood burger.
No.
Oh my God. We're eating bark tonight.
No. Just, the beavers and their down. They've had a supply chain issue too. He was warned to avoid the area of Pennsylvania Route 19 on the outskirts of the city at night, or else the same fate would befall him that had happened to so many unwitting animals. The blood-crazed sheep man would tear him apart. Richard was wise to take the warnings to heart, for there were many alleged incidents of the sheep man violently attacking humans as well as ravaging livestock. Yeah, you got to get the whole effect of whoever wrote this. Maybe Swanser was doing some moonlighting on this. You don't know.
I think they smoked a bowl of crack.
That very well could be. Herb Kinney, a Waterford native and businessman, knew the terror of the sheep man firsthand. He had a friend who was a victim of the creature. It's always the friend of the friend of the friend. of the second
The
cousin.
friend twice removed.
That's what I was going to say, the second cousin twice removed there. Herb recounts the story in his own words. Quote, "It was always said the sheepman lived in a cave on Baghdad Road. He was known to frequent the covered bridge southeast of town on East Street. He was said to hide up in the rafters of the old bridge and jump down and terrorize young lovers that had parked in the bridge. Two couples from Erie were traveling into the bridge late one summer night in a dark blue Ford Mustang convertible with the top down. It had started to sprinkle, so they pulled inside the bridge to put the top up. Then they were attacked. The boys fought off the creature and peeled out, filling the bridge with smoke from the burning rubber of their tires. The roof to the car was damaged, ripped, torn, and mangled to the point it had to be replaced. All four of the young people insisted the incident really happened, telling the tale to their parents. The parents, fearing embarrassment, and would not allow any police report to be filed," end quote. So in other words, they go off, they tear the hell out of the car, then they make up this sheepman story. As a parent, can you imagine?
Y'all did that just to save your asses.
If you ever come home and you say, "Mom, I was attacked by the sheepman." Now, can you imagine my reaction?
Mom, Bigfoot fucking pelted the windows at the cabin.
Well, now that could happen.
Rocks.
That could happen.
And peanuts. Well, not peanuts. Fucking acorns. He's throwing acorns at my head.
Yeah. That one wouldn't bother me. It's just like, yeah, well, you knew what your grandmother heard that time. Yeah.
I've been up there trying to replicate the Bigfoot call.
Oh, God,
don't
call that damn thing down.
I want it. I heard that it's actually friendly and it's just spooked by us. And I'm
the
like,
hell you say?
I want to befriend the stinky boy. Let me give him a bath.
No. You've got cats you can bathe. Anyhow, nevertheless, the countryside surrounding Waterford was abuzz in the 1970s with stories and sightings of the creature known as Sheepman. It seemed the legend faded with the decade, for there have not been any sightings of the creature since the close of the 70s. Then we had comments. Sometimes if you read these things, the comments are better than the actual articles.
If the articles allow comments.
Yeah. And there was somebody with the handle of Mac Marie, and this was from 10/18/2019. And this individual said they closed off the covered bridge so you can't park in it anymore, but there have still been sightings of the infamous Goatman or Sheepman. Says that I used to stay at my friend's house all the time who lives on Baghdad, and a year or two ago her sister came home freaking out, claiming should have been she, and her friend saw a creature that resembled a Sasquatch who chased after their car. And many say the Sheepman doesn't resemble a sheep, but is more like Sasquatch.
So then it's not a fucking sheep.
No, apparently it's not. Then the other comment.
Y'all don't know your asses from the hole in the ground. Stop sticking dirt up there.
Anyhow,
my God.
Another one who
put
commented,
down the fucking pipe.
It says the handle was not a crazy local, and this was from 7/19/2016. When I first heard this story, I was probably 12. It was something passed around town through here. This is what I was told. On Tarmac Road, which crosses Baghdad Road, there is an old abandoned farmhouse. A man and his family mysteriously abandoned their home, leaving everything behind. Even animals were left in their stables. Something happened to the house, and it now lays in ruin. However, since the family's disappearance in the early 1900s, sightings of a strangely tall man with goat-like features and a strange stance was often seen. I have heard of people saying that they have seen a creature there about 3 years ago. So there are more recent sightings to this. And it could be that people just occasionally like to keep a good yarn spinning.
Yeah.
And that's okay. The Goatman.
Sheepman.
Cowman. It wasn't a cowboy, it was a cowman.
Don't lump that shit together, because they're not obviously not the fucking same.
Oh, farm animal creatures. That's what it is. It was...
These people obviously do not know what the fuck animals are.
I don't know. I mean, seriously. But they did lump all that in with the initial thing as far as Goatman. And even the people in these areas are referring to these things as Goatman. Now, there's a big difference between the Bigfoot and a goat.
There's a big difference between a cow and a goat.
Yeah.
Have you seen their heads? Also, cows are not exactly the smartest things either. They're kind of derpy.
You know, there is a legend of the Buffalo Woman that is a Native American legend, but I would have to go and find that one. But I don't think it had anything to do with her being part buffalo. It's interesting how some of these things, legends, what can you say? And maybe it is the fact that some of these people have never seen these animals up close and personal, so they think that they know what a goat looks like when they don't. I don't know.
We live right beside cows.
That's us.
We live down the road from people who have goats.
But you've got to realize, some of the people in urban areas, they go to zoos to see a cow.
Do they not have the internet?
They do, but it's not the same thing as seeing some of these animals in person.
No, but you can get a good idea of what they look like.
Can you imagine having to go to a zoo to see a chicken? All we have to do is drive down the road and try not to run over the chicken.
We try not to run them over all the time.
They're free range.
I still want to go by with a fucking fish net and just be like, "That's my chicken!" Smack.
Because they truly are free range.
Yeah, and put a tag on it, being like, "No, we're just taking it out for a ride. It's ours."
We sit there, we let the chickens go across the road, we wave at the people, we go on about our business, because that's how you live in these mountains. So, but we have not had any Goatman sightings.
I'm going to make a fucking creature, a legend myself, and name it fucking Turkey Foot.
You could.
And it will have a tail like a peacock.
You could.
It's going to have the head of a turkey.
It wouldn't be hard to do. It really would not. And unfortunately...
And it's going to have the body of a pig.
There are so many people that do that, and you've got people that are gullible. But it also very much harms the credibility of people who honestly are, cryptozoologists. And people who have had experiences with these creatures that nobody knows what their classification is.
Is that honestly a legitimate field, cryptozoology?
Yeah.
You can get a degree on that?
I think it's, I don't know.
Or a certificate?
It probably is some kind of a certificate. It's sort of an offshoot of another, zoology or something like that.
Parapsychology.
No, it's a different field. That is as far as psychology and stuff. And that was what... There were actually one of the universities near us, well, relatively near to us, they were offering classes. I think it was master degree classes. I don't know what the qualifications, were to get into that. But the instructor, I think he had some issues, and so it's going to be a while before he could start teaching classes again. But I found that most interesting, and maybe there is such a... there's so many people that want to get into that field of study that they are offering classes again. I don't think it's a degree in and of itself. It has to be combined with some other undergraduate degree.
I'm not taking 2 years of psychology just so I can get...
No, you have to take 4 to get an undergraduate degree.
I'm not taking 4 years of psychology just to get 1 year of parapsychology.
Well, usually it's to get a master's degree.
Fuck your binary code. Fuck your binary code. You get what I'm saying. The people at home get what I'm saying.
Well, within that, to prevent people going out here and trying to deal with these spirits and getting hurt, because you can get hurt by these things, and they need to know that. You know, I heard as far
Something
as...
just clicked in my mind, completely
What?
unrelated. I know what I fucked up with that cake was.
What?
I forgot to put the butter in it.
Well, yeah, that will make it
I
a little
forgot
more
to
dense.
put the melted butter in it.
ADHD cooks.
It was the only thing.
It was tasty. It was tasty. Now you've totally derailed my train of thought.
Parapsychology.
Oh God, it went. Anyhow, we'll pick that up on the next cup. This is unmedicated ADHD.
I was like, fuck. Because what I was going to say was, fuck your binary code. All that matters at the end of the day, fucking Bigfoot's real, Chickenfoot's just stupid. We got cake. And then that's what started the thing. And then
Those of us with the binary code read the instructions.
I read the instructions. I just forgot about it.
Oh, anyhow, Goatman, Chickenfoot, the stupid, it burns. I love it. It's all good stuff. Good
You're
stuff.
not a freak. You're just stupid.
So if you've had any experiences with the paranormal, I keep wanting to say paranoid these days, supernatural
That too.
encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids. If you have a goat man, sheep man, cow man, whatever legend in your area, family, region, send us an email, cup of coffee, a pig man, if you cup of coffee with scream at gmail.com. The email address is there in the description box. Have a laugh.
Yeah.
You know, have an extra cup of coffee today. Later on in the day, have a little shot of rum in the coffee.
Have a beer.
A beer is good.
A wine.
It's supposed
a
to
good
be
wine.
It's supposed to be
cooler.
warmer tomorrow. You know, it's probably warm in somebody else's region. Go sit out on your front porch and just enjoy a beer.
Drink a martini. Drink a margarita.
Yeah, those are harder to make at home. Not the martinis, but the margaritas.
Martini is just vodka, isn't it?
It's got vermouth in it. Shaken, not stirred.
What the fuck?
It's a James Bond
What the
reference.
fuck is vermouth?
Don't ask.
What is vermouth?
Ask your brother. He took bartending. Yes. Anyhow, know that you're loved.
God?
Know that you're
What the
appreciated.
fuck?
Pray for us. We need it.
Help! Help me! Help!
Do your thing. Do your
If
thing.
you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment. Well, don't forget to like, share, and most of all, comment, subscribe, and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. And if you like this video, have a good fucking...
Give us an update.
yeah. Share this video, like this video, comment on this video. You're not a freak, you're just stupid.
We'll see you on the next cup. Bye.
I have the body of a pig.